Good morning, dear Dr. Pathak, other officials of the PRSI, and the jury of the award committee. I am really humbled to get recognized as one of the 9 Pride of India awardees for the COVID work. Thank you very much for the honors. I am really grateful. As we know that when the COVID epidemic started in January 2020 in India, everyone was scared, including the healthcare workers. They are also human beings. However, the first few cases after Kerala and Maharashtra, in the third week of March, 4 cases of corona were reported from Madhya Pradesh, that is from the Jabalpur, first time. And within few days, almost all major cities, including Bhopal and Indore, they were reported to have several corona cases. And the state government was really on its toes, and so was the government of India, how to control and manage the epidemic. I was fortunate to be on the helm of the affairs of AIIMS Bhopal, and I could successfully utilize my expertise as a clinical microbiologist and a trained hospital administrator in combating and controlling and managing this epidemic. This could have not been possible without the cooperation from many of the quarters, including my own team of doctors, nurses, paramedics, and security staff. We started with when the government of India and the state government, they wanted us to immediately gear up the services and start screening, managing and treating the cases. We started with the virtual meetings, physical meetings. During these meetings, we also noticed that there was some hesitation or some apprehensions in the mainly in nursing staff and paramedics, and it was really tough task for me to motivate them. For that, what best I could do, that I came into the forefront and motivated them, the doctors first, then nurses, senior nursing officers, then nursing officers, paramedics, then the sanitary staff and other staff. And this was possible only when I was every time with them to answer any query they had, whether it is procurement or arrangement or approvals and other things. The Ministry of Health, Government of India and Ministry of Health, state government, they were in continuous touch with me, and obviously we had to help the state government and other hospitals of the region. First few cases in the senior officials and healthcare workers were reported from the state. This was probably the biggest challenge. And I can say with pride that we sat together with our clinical colleagues and public health officials and faculty members, and with the protocols of the WHO in other diseases, we outlined a home quarantine guideline, which was in first few weeks it was criticized, but later on Government of India, Ministry of Health and even AIIMS Delhi followed and adopted it. My major role was also in the making the awareness in the public and to remove several misconceptions and myths which were prevalent about the corona and various other issues related to the disease. The most important were appropriate behavior. Many people, they were having several kinds of myths including some of the tweets about the it can spread through newspapers or housefly or mosquito or the water and vegetables. So these were the some of the issues. Definitely they were bothering everybody and there was no clarity. Here I must say that the first public awareness activity we started with the local chapter of PRSI, which was on Facebook Live, and this was hugely appreciated. And after that, several universities, including up to states governments of Punjab and Uttar Pradesh, they also asked me to update them and to make publications and chapters about this. In that, the digital and print media both came into play, and I was fortunate that I could share my knowledge and awareness program through various uh, government channels like including PIB, PTI, the All India Radio, Doordarshan of Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, then private channels, FM radio, and the print media. This helped a lot the general population at large and definitely the uh, regional population of the area. I am happy to say that with these proactive activities and not taking even a single leave, I worked even though I was at very high risk of getting infected, but obviously I had to take all precautions and my knowledge of clinical microbiology helped me. And this motivated my team of doctors, even though many times they used to say that, sir, you have to be careful. I was, of course. But this was a moral boost to me as well as my team, and then, of course, it percolated down to up to the other staff of the institute. And with that, the government of India, I am happy to say that when government of India asked the state government that which medical institute you would like to nominate as Center for Excellence, without any doubt, of course, the Madhya Pradesh government nominated AIIMS Bhopal as the Center for Excellence for teaching, training, and management of the disease. This helped the entire region in the combating and managing the disease. Our clinical experts, public health experts, and microbiologists, they were deputed to various meetings in designing the manuals, SOPs, guidelines to the state government, and then these help the other state medical colleges and other public health machinery of the state. Our regional virology laboratory, which is already in place, but that played very key role in networking all the laboratories of the state. We can say more than 20 laboratories, they all are certified by us, and we have done several lakhs of the tests in the last few months. On clinical management front, more than 300 beds were assigned for COVID care, and of these 80 were having ICU facility. This was a big infrastructure which was built during this epidemic, and thanks to state government and government of India, that was very helpful. We never had any crunch of the funds for that, so I must thank the state government and the government of India for that. We were also not behind in the research field. AIIMS Bhopal was the first institute in the entire country which started clinical trial, and that was Mycobacterium W as a preventive therapy. The institute was also first to start post-mortem study of the COVID victims. As we know that COVID has also shown us very emotional aspect of the disease and how even the closest family members they disowned their diseased family members. This was somehow very emotionally challenging, and fear was so much that even mother left son, son left mother and father, and that kind of thing. So that was really something we wanted to see, that why this much fear. The virus, once the body is dead, the human body cells, if they are not multiplying, theoretically the virus should also not multiply. But obviously, to to instill the confidence in the healthcare workers and even the family members, some data has to be produced. So that for that we started this study. I also must say that the team of doctors, they had best rate of the recovery when we say that the patients who underwent invasive oxygen therapy. What I mean to say, that if usually the patient is in ICU and he is given invasive oxygen therapy, people think that the likelihood of coming out of the disease or coming out of the ventilation, it is very, very difficult. Our rate was more than 50%, which is very, very good. So our ICU doctors, they were totally dedicated for that. And that was, I can say that the whole team worked so dedicatedly. I am also very happy to say that our team was also excellent in seeing that our institute had best record in the infection prevention in healthcare workers. No healthcare worker, even though we had a dozen healthcare workers who got infected, but no one required ICU. And this was because the dose of the virus we could control, we could educate them, and all were having N95 masks, those who were probable for the exposure. And that helped us to make the outstanding contribution of our hospital infection control committee, and that brought a very satisfying experience of the healthcare workers. This also motivated, because if in any hospital, even the several bigger hospitals bigger than ours, they had mortality of some of the healthcare workers. Obviously, once there is a mortality in healthcare workers, this demotivates or they become really scared. So this was also very helpful for us. In the vaccination field also, we started this drive, which is the world's biggest drive. So vaccination also we started on 16th of January, and we are very happy to say that in vaccination field also we are doing very good. In the field of research, as I said, not only we were doing research coming out of the forefront, but we are also disseminating, because science, if you cannot disseminate any knowledge, obviously this is not science. So for science in true sense, you should work, you should prove, and your results must be disseminated to others. So in that front also, we have been very successful, and more than 10 publications on the COVID have been published in international peer-reviewed journals on various aspects. The local government and the media houses of the state have been very appreciative of the work, and I really thank them. And I think with that, I once again thank all the support from the Ministry of Health, Government of India, the state government, the digital and print media, the general public, the political leadership, and my dedicated team of doctors,